Hey everyone, and welcome to Calvary Youth Online. My name is Tim Fleming, and I'm your Director of Youth Ministry. I'm so grateful that you're here with us today as we honor God, grow in faith, and stay connected with each other during this time of social isolation. So, on Thursday this week, our governor here in Kansas, Laura Kelly, announced that it's time for measures to be taken to start opening things back up. Effective tomorrow, May 4th, restaurants, stores, and more can start opening back up with a few restrictions to still keep people safe. 6-foot distances from others, max occupancy of 10, or maybe a max group size of 10 at restaurants, and it probably doesn't hurt to keep wearing a mask if you've got one. For a lot of people, this is welcome news. Folks who have been stuck at home going crazy are getting a little bit of normal back into their lives, and it seems like the end of this pandemic might be on the horizon. But I think there's an important distinction to make, though. Even though being stuck at home sucks, it's not really about you. Sure, we all want to make sure that we don't get sick. As far as I've been able to tell, nobody's gone out licking doorknobs really hoping that they catch the virus. But there's more to the equation than, I don't want to get myself sick. We've also been quarantined in order to keep others from getting sick. Honestly, we live in a pretty privileged society where convenience is the name of the game. There's a reason that Netflix and DoorDash are so successful. And while it's a bummer having to let go of our conveniences, there are folks all over the country, and even here in our own city, who are more vulnerable than you and me to disease and infection. The restrictions we've lived under for the past couple months haven't only been for us. They've been for those who run a higher risk of compromised health. In the book of Philippians, chapter 2, the Apostle Paul writes to the church in Philippi, "If you have any encouragement from being united with Christ, if any comfort from his love, common sharing in the Spirit, if any tenderness and compassion, then make my joy complete by being like-minded, having the same love, being one in spirit and of one mind. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourself, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of the others." Paul is saying 3 things here. If you are 1, trying to live like Christ, you need to 2, not be selfish or vain, and 3, value others above yourself, caring about their needs more than your own. If I'm being honest, I've been pretty frustrated with some folks in our society who seem more worried about getting a haircut than they do about protecting their neighbors. I believe the measures we've taken to contain the virus have been more than fair and flexible, and I think we can all deal with a little bit of inconvenience if it means protecting the well-being of our neighbors. So, as these quarantine restrictions are gradually being lifted, I want to encourage you to look past your own desires. I personally can't wait to just wander aimlessly around Target again, but my own wants can take a back seat if it means keeping my neighbors safe. I hope you'll consider taking Paul's words to heart as we continue to put the needs of others above ourselves. That's all for now. Don't forget, next Sunday is Mother's Day, so go ahead and bust out that kindergarten macaroni art that she loves so much. Now, as we end, will you please join me as we close with our youth benediction? May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Shalom.